Hi pottery peeps. So good news. Killed the migraine. Fingers crossed it doesn't rise from the dead. I still have a headache, but the migraine is gone. You know what? I am too stubborn for my own good. I hate spending money on medical stuff. I hate going to the ER. I hate the waste of time. And so what do? I waste 2 weeks rather than just going and getting it taken care of. So I went Wednesday night to the ER. Finally, I reached my breaking point, and they did I never even heard of it, a Benadryl push with an antipsychotic. My husband had fun with that one. Drug in an IV, and pretty much took care of it. They also did a CAT scan. Brain's still intact. Nothing in there. Well, yeah, probably nothing in there. Nothing bad in there, except for, bad, dirty thoughts. Anyway, but thank you so much. It might sound a little corny, but I felt the love in all your guys' comments, and I am just amazed how many of you suffer migraines. It's something wrong with that. My sister has suffered, God, since we were teenagers, and I don't know how she does it. I really don't. Either I'm a big baby, or that's debilitating pain. It takes over everything. Anyway, so enough about that. Let's make some betta fish. I actually had the kiln firing again with more betta fish because I am going crazy for the betta fish. So as a lot of you know, Vaughan Smith, Westcote Bell Pottery in Nova Scotia, kind of put out a challenge to all of us. He makes a lot of fish, sells them around the world, and he wants us to save the planet and make fish for people in our area so he doesn't have to waste the shipping, the cost of shipping, the materials for shipping, and gas for shipping to send them all over the place. So supposed to do fish, save the planet. So that's what we're doing today. But I made a couple of fish, made some smaller one, broke one. It's gonna happen. But I made some smaller fish, and I have no idea how well these are gonna be received in my area. I'm in Utah, the Rocky Mountains. Granted, there's trout and that kind of stuff, but I'm from Alaska, so who wants to eat trout when you've got salmon in your freezer, anyway, I might do some salmon because, there's salmon some places around the West, right? Oregon, Washington. I think Salmon River, Idaho sometimes gets salmon. Dolly Vardens, which is somewhat of a salmon, but not really. Anyway, but they're tasty. I like Dolly Vardens. Anyway, my tangent for fish. So I might try some of those to see how well they do. But I also talked to my daughter. She's got 3 of my grandkids, and asked if they don't sell at the market that I got coming up, if I could decorate her kid's bathroom. She said I could. So I've also made seahorses. They're in the kiln. So I'm going a little nuts. Thanks, Fawn. All right, let's go ahead. One of the reasons why I did betta fish is my daughter-in-law lost her betta fish on 10 days ago. And she had it for 3 years, and it was this color. So I made her one of these. And then the one they just got to replace, this was Sushi. This is Sushi too, keeping the same name, is more this color. So anyway, I decided let's make some betta fish. I mean, if you think about it, the betta fish are the fish of the potter. If you think, they live in mud puddles, right? And look how pretty and fairy-like they are. They're just beautiful. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna lower you down. I've got a new setup, so hopefully this will work better. And let's see, maybe not. Hold on. Okay. So I'm trying to do an overhead thing with this thing that I bought, so we'll see how well it works. I'm gonna give it a try anyway. So One of the things that Vaughan did is he drew out his fish on the slab. And this is 3/8 of a slab. It's been compressed on both sides. You do want, the paper is a game changer, so you do want the paper. And, but he marks out like with some sort of tool like this or with a needle tool, his design. Well, I found that it was kind of fun to just come in with a wet paintbrush. You know, then if I make a mistake, it's not that hard to clean up. So betta fish are kind of like the fairy fish, like I said. So you can just kind of do whatever. They've got big, huge fins. They've got this one thing, kind of like a beard that comes down. So you can just kind of go crazy with them. Let's see, where did I put my knife? Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm just gonna cut this out. And one thing, I'm just gonna wiggle that knife as I cut it out. And I'm not, I don't know, the more organic, I don't want to stick too close to a pattern. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm loving making these, is that it doesn't really matter. They can be anything, you know. All right, so and then this upper fin. I mean, these betta fish are all like dressed up for a party. All right, so this might change as we go. I actually think I already want to make a change. The next thing I want to do is make a coil for the body. So I'm just going to take some clay that was, it's actually kind of dried out already. It took me too long to figure out my new camera setup. So if you'll notice, when I do a coil, especially if my coil is a little bit dried out, I will wet the table. I got a little too wet. Wet the table. That helps. So to shape the body of a betta fish, we're going to bring this guy back to give us kind of, because I really liked his body. So I'm just going to just start sculpting it. I like how their tail came in, and they of course are fatter here, so do a fat coil. Or actually, you know what? We're going to redo this whole thing. I'm going to do this. Forget the coil. I did a coil on the first couple of ones, so I'm just going to draw him out. Give him his bigger body and smaller tail. There we go. And then we'll come in with the sponge and soften his edges. Bring my finger in. If you hear the little pitter-pattering of nails, I've got dogs out here with me. Okay, I'm going to flatten that down just a bit on this end, because that's going to go into the fish. And then I do have this Katie Sue Designs LTD. I've had it for a long time. I don't know where I got it. I probably bought it to try to do mermaids. But I'm thinking it's going to work with fish too. So I am just going to, kind of weird to this overhead. I'm not quite used to it, so bear with me. You'll have to let me know if you like the overhead or if you like what I was doing before. Just trying to make it to where you can see what I'm doing better. Okay, so push that in, and I have a fish design. Now, I also know I don't want a fish design on the face. So I'm just going to smooth that out. Got too pointy of a mouth there. There we go. All right. One of my favorite tools for eyes is actually a pen with the ink out. So I'm going to go ahead and push in an eye. And then I'm going to give him, actually, how did I do that last time? I actually took a ball of clay. Because fish eyes are kind of buggy. They kind of bug out. So gave myself that. And then I came in with this. There we go. Gives it kind of, gives you the ring around the eye, I found. And then I want to draw in the gill. And then also draw in his mouth. So he looks kind of funny there. There we go, that's better. And then smooth those down. Okay, there's the body of the fish. So you want to also make this little fin. And I have found that that little fin kind of looks like a ghost. So I will just come in here. We're going to do it over here. My clay's getting a little stiffening up on me. And you can make it as big or as little as you want. But doesn't that look like a ghost? Now I'm going to go ahead and flatten it out. Those are all our pieces. So let's put him together. He's actually really fast. Bring him back here. Make sure you're now I did my clay is getting kind of dry, so I'm going to go ahead and score and slip. Okay, so I've already got a problem. The body of my fish is too big, but that's okay. So I'm just going to come in here and we're going to make him a little smaller. Actually, just might stretch him. There we go. I want the tail of his body to be there in the tail of his fin. But I like the big fins. I'm a big fan of the big fins. It's almost like, you know, the poofy hair of the 80s or something. So okay, now that I've got that, dip my tool in the water, and I'm gonna bring in my knife. This was super cool how Vaughan did it. I'm gonna link his video, and I actually really like it when the clay tears on stuff like this. you know, and splits or whatever. I think it's super fun. I love the way it looks. Okay, that's a bigger fin than normal, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten these out from the body. Just give everything so these look really delicate. Well, I did break one, so they are delicate. But the body of the fish is actually, I mean, it's 3/8. You don't really do anything to it. Okay, so I do know that this little fin has gotten out of hand, so we're going to go ahead and cut this guy. Bring it down like that. And this is my favorite part, is I come in here with the knife, and I'm actually, my clay is pretty drying out already. I give it some pressure. Having it on this paper is a game changer, because you can move it around. And see, so I've already split that off, but that's okay. I'm just going ahead and take it off. And I'm not too worried about how these are going to end up yet, but I'm just going to come in here and give some nice big fins, decorated fins. I'm just going to go all the way around. You can have them swoop out. This one's actually, I actually started doing these ones here in the middle. I love a good tail fin, tail feather, whatever you want to call it. And I'm really pushing this, really flattening it out. And like I said, I like it actually when it splits the clay. I'm sure there's 100 ways of doing these, all the different fishes. You get into it, you'll start figuring it all out and having a blast. But I think it'd be a really good exercise for kids too. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this guy. And that usually goes right in there. And I know it's probably too big, but that's okay. Betta fish are kind of flamboyant, in my opinion. Especially the guys, you know. They're a little cocky. And then I think I want to add stamp. Maybe I'll just add, just kind of press that down. And I kind of like that that's all split there. So my favorite part of Vaughan's video was this part. Taking the brush underneath that's wet. So I just dip this in the water and giving all of this movement. And like I said, if it splits the fins, like right there, I'll probably, yep, I will. I'll want to split that even more. Might even want to come in here and bend this a little bit, you know. He also comes in, softens all this stuff. I probably should have done that before I did. So you don't have too many sharp bits. But these are decorative. They're not going to be, I'm not going to be using them. I'm going to be playing with them. So I'm not too worried if they have some sharp bits. But I want to get some movement up on that one. If your clay is really wet, sometimes you have to come back to get the movement. I did make these fins really big, so I might have to really like this tail. And I like doing something like that with the tail. And I'm just giving it, they just come alive at this point. So I'm just kind of pushing that out. Kind of want to just get in there with my fingers too. But I do like pushing against the body there. Now, in his fish are bigger. Granted, this one's bigger than this one turned out to be. But one of the things I did, since they are so small, I didn't want to put a hole in them to hang them up. I'm just going to come in here and just kind of make sure I didn't mess anything up there. So I've got these, I use them for ornaments, and they're Comey wires, high fire wire. Now one thing I do, if I'm going to do something that's going to have a little bit of weight on it, I will take my brush and I will twist it. So then I've got a point that it's going to go in. I don't know if you can see that. A point that it's going to go in with this X, and it'll keep it there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and push it in there. I don't know if, hopefully you can see what I just did. And we'll smooth that down. And then that will get fired in there. I think I just want that to be, I think I want more tears. Maybe this guy's been in a fight, fighting for his mud puddle. Then I'll come in here. And soften those tears. It needs a tear down here too, I think. That's cool. Anyway, this is just one of my ideas. And I think this is probably my 5th betta fish so far. I'm having a lot of fun with the betta fish. I'm going to attempt to make some salmon next. But I just let them lay out and dry. These guys are little enough, you don't need to weigh them down. They dry pretty quick. And I love having them on the paper. So I'll let the water dry on the paper to where I can handle it. And then put it on the shelf. I made these and fired them 3 days later because they're so small. I didn't have to, and they're fairly thick by adding the body, you know, on top instead of it being like this little guy where the body's the same as the fins. He was just a little bit more stable, so maybe give him a try. Anyway, so have to let me know if you do make some betta fish and what you think of this. And I'm not sure what, oh, I think the next video, a lot of you guys really liked my mushrooms. Okay, so that's basically it. I mean, they're pretty quick. My students have already made some, of course. And these are the 2 that are out of the kiln. The kiln is actually firing right now. Today's Friday. Should be able to get into it sometime tomorrow. So probably we'll put that up Sunday. So there'll be more betta fish in the kiln on Sunday, plus a lot of other goodies. Trying to get everything glazed for the show. And I think my last day of making for the show is Wednesday of this week. And that's pushing it. We'll have to see. I think I have enough stuff. I mean, I haven't been, in fact, a lot of you have asked, how do I buy your stuff? I don't have anything up online right now. I sell a lot locally, and I'm gearing up for, got the show in September, 1 in October, and then I'm working on a lot of Christmas stuff. So I might do an online in November. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for again all your well wishes with this migraine, and or it's gone now. So I'm just dealing with the remnants of. I think I need to completely detox. I'm dealing with the remnants of. I still have a baby headache, and that kind of thing. So, but in the studio, and that's always a good day. So hope you can have some fun making some fish and share your pictures. I will add my email. A lot of you guys aren't on social media, so I'll add my email, send me some pictures. And I'm also on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm rambling, so go get muddy. I'm gonna go get another cup of coffee. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Oh, next video, not the kiln videos, those don't count. I just put them up when I have them. But next Saturday, a lot of you loved those witchy fairy mushrooms I did. So that's what we're doing. So check back next Saturday, like and subscribe, do that bell thingy or whatever so you don't miss out. All right, we'll see ya. Go get muddy.